we must really get a handle on our negative thoughts. Because if left unchecked, they will lead us to destruction. Now, negative thoughts are something that we all get. You know, we're human beings. We get thousands of thoughts a day. Some of them are bound to be negative. But what you do in response to an inevitable negative thought will determine how your day pans out, but also how your life pans out. It's so easy to feed into the negativity and start adopting a new character. You may get a negative thought that tells you you're just not cut out for success. You're not that kind of guy. You're not intelligent enough. You're not creative enough. Whatever the negative thought may be. And when you sit there and you reflect upon that negative thought, it's so easy just to feed into it even more and start feeling sorry for yourself. And then you jump on Instagram, you start scrolling, and then you see some young 21-year-old just killing it in life. Flying out to Bali, and then flying out to New York City, and then flying out, and you're just there thinking, fuck, man, I'm really not cut out for this. I mean, I'm 29, 30, 31, and I'm nowhere near achieving even 10% of this guy's success. And then you just go down this dark road of just comparing your life with other people's lives. And then you start looking for things to validate the negative thought so that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And what I mean by that is this. You'll start looking for reasons to justify why you're not successful. Maybe you recently got fired and you're like, well, see, I mean, I got fired. My employer doesn't think I'm good enough. Maybe you went through a breakup. Oh, you know, my ex left me. So clearly I'm not good enough. And so you start looking for these things to justify why you're not where you want to be in life. Now look, as I said, we all get negative thoughts, but the correct way to approach it is to acknowledge that those negative thoughts will exist, but to not feed into them to the extent to which they start causing destruction. I'm not telling you to lie to yourself. Far from that. If there's something that you've been doing wrong or haven't been doing, then you must acknowledge it. For example, if you've been neglecting your physique, your health in general, in the last 6 months, and then you've become fat, and as a result, you're unable to do a lot of the activities that you once did, don't lie to yourself and say, well, it's because I'm fat that, you know, I haven't been able to achieve. No. You're fat, and that's your fault. Take accountability for what you have done to yourself, for the neglect. Take accountability. I'm not telling you to lie. I'm not telling you to ignore the fact that you're fat because you don't want to be mean to yourself. No. Keep it real with yourself, which often means tough love. But don't feed into it and start thinking, well, I'm so fat that I'll never become successful, that I'll never... No. Use that pain, use that frustration, harness that energy, and transform yourself with it. Become much better as a result. Man, there's a saying from, I think it was Ray Lewis, who said, be pissed off for greatness. It's got to bother you. Your life right now has to bother you enough to do something about it. Now, I'm not telling you to be ungrateful, but if you're so sick of your life and the way it's going because you're fat, broke, behind on your promises, behind on your payments, you must look at yourself in the mirror and be like, fuck, man, how did I let myself get to this situation? Enough's enough. I'm fed up. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of waking up every single day feeling behind. I'm sick of being out of breath when I walk up a short flight of stairs. I'm just sick of being behind. I'm sick of not following through on the promises that I've made to myself. I'm just sick of it. You've got to be pissed off for greatness, but then do something about it. Do something with your disgust, as the late, great Jim Rohn says, or said. He said, put an act to your disgust. It's no good just being disgusted. Do something about it. Do something about it, man. The sad thing is, so many men are aware that their life is crap, but they can't seem to snap out of this negative loop that they find themselves in. You know, of sitting down and just feeding into the negative thoughts, and as a result of feeding into them, they don't feel inspired to take action. Because that's what happens, guys. The danger of negative thoughts is that it paralyzes you. It prevents you from going out there and doing something about your life. If you believe you're a worthless piece of shit who's never going to amount to anything, you're not going to wake up at 5 a.m. raring to go, because you don't identify with that version of yourself. You don't see yourself as someone who can go out there and do well. So instead you sleep in till 2 p.m. And then you drag yourself out of bed. Maybe you don't even brush your teeth. You go downstairs, you start eating some shit, crisps, ice cream, whatever's available. And then you just feel bad about yourself. You go back in bed. Maybe you watch some porn, you jack off, you feel even worse. And it's just a never-ending loop. So you've got to snap out of it, man. And it's easier said than done. But it can be done. And it can start off with one decision. Forget having to sort out your financial situation, your health, this, your relationships. It just starts off with making one good decision, and then another good decision, and then another good decision. And then a series of good decisions will transform your life, step by step. Eventually, you'll look back and think, wow, okay, I've achieved a great deal in the last 6 months. But it started with one decision. And I would tell you to start off with prioritizing your health. Because your physical well-being will determine also your mental well-being. It's linked. Your mind and body is linked. If you're not taking care of your physical health, you're eating shit, you're not moving at all, you're not going to feel this mental clarity. You're not going to feel this sharpness in your mind. Your decision-making ability is impaired. So move your body, get the blood pumping. There's nothing quite like a run. To feel the blood just rushing through your brain and just, you feel alive, man. And then you have a shower after and just your eyes are wider. I mean, you're able to see more, and, you know, you just feel this urge to want to do better. You've ticked one thing in your day that's been very difficult, but you've done it. It's off the list now. Now you feel like, what's next? So it starts off with one decision, which leads to the next, which leads to the next. And don't overwhelm yourself with having to figure everything out in the first week, in the first month. You have to trust that the dots will connect as long as you are doing your part. This is the thing. I'm not telling you to sit on your ass and do nothing and then trust that the dots will connect. No, that's not how it works. A lot of people have a flawed understanding of the law of attraction as well. They think, well, if I just believe it, then I will achieve it. No. You must be proactive in ensuring that your life changes for the better. You must be deliberate and intentional in your action. It's no good just saying, well, I'm going to read a book and then hopefully the universe gives me. No. Reading a book is good. It's sharpening the axe time. Ultimately, you got to go out there and you got to take productive action over a sustained period of time to see real changes in your life. Okay, so look, accept that negative thoughts will be there. They're not going to go away. They won't. Even to the best of us, even to the most successful, the healthiest, we all get negative thoughts, but it's how you respond to the negative thoughts. Do you deflect them and just say, well, you know what? It is what it is. It's okay. You're a human being. You're going to have days where you don't quite feel like yourself, or periods of the day where you feel a little bit down. But because you love yourself so much, you're going to ensure that you don't let these negative thoughts destroy you. I care about me, which is why I'm not going to allow a negative thought to prevent me from exercising, because I care about my health. I'm not going to let a negative thought interrupt my relationship with my parents or my siblings or my friends. I'm not going to just engage in self-destruction because of negative thoughts. I accept them for what they are. I am a human being. I will get some of those thoughts. Occasionally, a check engine light will come on. Even to the best of cars. Eventually, something will go wrong. It's okay. We'll solve that issue and we'll keep things moving. So just tell yourself, you know what? it's not quite been my day, but you know what? I'm still going to go to the gym. I'm not telling you to ignore or suppress how you feel. No. And if there's something that's genuinely bothering you, speak to one of your buddies about it, man. Your brothers, your uncle, your dad. You know, it's not weakness to ask for help. But then make sure you ask for help and actually do something about the thing you're asking for help about. Okay, so if you're asking for help about a relationship issue and maybe one of your older male role models in life tells you after listening to your situation that you're better off without a certain person or something, you can't just keep staying with a person that's causing you harm. Eventually, you've got to take a step back and walk away, right? So the point is here, negative thoughts will be there. It's okay. Don't be alarmed when you get them. Accept them for what they are, but do not allow them to get hold of your mind and crush it. Be careful of that. Tell yourself, no, I will not neglect myself because of negative thoughts. I will not talk negatively of myself because the warrior within listens to the words that you utter and is either strengthened by them or weakened by them. I refuse to be weakened by my own words, not the words of my enemy, my own words. I will not be weakened. I will speak words of encouragement. I will speak constructively about who I am. I will speak power into my words, but I will not speak weakness. And on that note, thanks very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next one.